A happy family enjoys a Caribbean yacht vacation. Julia swims, but senses something strange. Though seeing nothing, she feels it again and swims back, when suddenly something pulls her leg. She screams, but Cassie, wearing headphones, and Tom and Ben, fishing, don't hear. Julia struggles as water fills her mouth. Tom finally spots her, rescues her, and brings her aboard. Julia blames a current. That night they celebrate Ben's birthday. Cassie video calls her boyfriend, who shows thunderous clouds over the city before the call freezes. Cassie rushes back to tell her family. Tom blames poor signal. They hear a noise outside and see whales passing. Tom explains storms confuse whales' magnetic navigation, leading them coastward. Suddenly, the yacht shakes. Ben falls. Tom dives to inspect damage, surfacing with a shoulder cut from an unseen, large creature. The yacht is badly damaged. Julia tries the radio. Cassie searches for signal, both failing. Ben's prank startles Julia. The yacht stops and is stranded. A faint voice comes on the radio through noise. Tom estimates provisions for 4 days, waiting for fishing boats. Radar detects something nearby. They hear a strange noise. Outside, meteorites rain on Earth, impacting massively. One lands near the yacht. Tom tries to restart engines. Another impact follows. They brace, realizing the fiery objects are satellites, not meteorites. Smoke rises from the yacht. The engine is fried. Wind picks up. Waves crash, shaking the yacht. Ben falls and injures himself. Tom retrieves life jackets as power cuts out and restores lights. Julia noses bleeds. She grows dizzy. Cassie vomits. Radio remains dead. A high-pitched noise escalates with worsening wind. Julia tries to barricade doors. A hatch opens, breaking windows. Tom lights a flare as darkness overtakes them. The next morning, the family wakes shocked but alive. The yacht is mostly destroyed and stranded on land. They find all oceans have vanished. Desert surrounds them. Cassie scans for signal, none. Ben plays with dead crabs. Tom notices the compass is wildly spinning. The poles have reversed, an event last occurring 700,000 years ago. Cassie breaks down over her lost boyfriend, pushing away her mother. Julia and Tom check supplies. Ben ties his birthday balloons to a rock, hoping for rescue. Tom tries the radio, connecting with Now, a stranded submarine captain who confirms the magnetic poles reversed. The ocean retreated, submerging mainland. Most communications are down. Now expects poles to revert in about a week, causing violent upheaval. His partner died in the crash. With room for 3 in his sub, Julia and Tom persuade him to take their kids, giving coordinates. Tom calculates a 2 to 3 day overland trek. Next morning, they prepare when Tom spots a limping man with a barking dog. Tom offers water, but the stranger hits and wounds him fatally with a harpoon, then kills him. Julia arrives too late. The man chases and wounds her shoulder. She reaches the yacht, tells children to hide with flare guns, takes a knife, and hides in the bathroom. The man breaks in, searches. Julia escapes through a hole unseen, but the dog attacks her. She kills it. The man, distressed at the dog's death, searches further, spotting Julia atop the yacht. He knocks her down, drags and chokes her. Cassie shoots him with a flare. A fire starts. Kids flee. Julia fights, grabs map and supplies. They mourn Tom, clinging to his body before fleeing. The yacht explodes behind them. Later resting by a waterfall, family wonders if balloons attracted the man. Ben feels guilty. Julia assures him it's not his fault and urges moving on. Near a pond, Ben is fascinated by a hammerhead shark's carcass. Julia spots the man approaching and they flee again, circumventing toxic waste carefully. They see dead sea life and ocean debris scattered. Ben shows dehydration signs. Water is leaking. Julia scolds Cassie, who replies that survival seems unlikely. After shouting matches, the family presses on. They find a crashed plane, startled by movement, but only birds. They camp, sharing snacks. Julia finds a photo in Tom's jacket and recounts how her parents met. Tom's hospital romance blossoming with flowers and poetry. At night, Cassie is ambushed by the man, but Julia savagely defends her. Cassie helps calm her. Next morning, the man's flea-covered corpse reveals many bites. Some animals lurk nearby. Crabs crawl from his mouth. Later, Julia and Cassie study the map. Ben wanders off, nearly drinking pond water before Julia pulls him back. The blazing sun forces them to improvise shelter from chairs. Julia injects Ben with meds. They camp. At dawn, Julia wakes to a weird sound. She finds a crab swarm approaching. She wakes the kids, and they flee toward a large cargo ship with some surviving crew. The crew locks themselves away, but crabs invade, forcing Julia to climb atop as crabs attack her leg. She's helped up. Some crabs enter the container. The crew fires, but crabs overwhelm and kill all 3 crew members. Julia bandages her leg and faints. Later, alone in a sandstorm, she panics searching for her kids, but first grabs the dead woman's weapon. Cassie returns with the others. They find shelter in an open container. Julia cauterizes wounds painfully. Post-storm, they find water bottles, a radio, and gun. Julia calls Now, who says arthropods from the abyss are rampaging, oxygen having driven them mad. Now warns sea return is imminent. Only hours left. He shoots a flare. They start moving. After a long trek, they see the submarine but must cross a huge rock formation. As they ascend, rocks fall in a massive slide. Julia pushes kids out of harm's way, but a rock wall blocks the path. Julia insists the kids proceed without her. Reluctant Cassie agrees. The kids reach Now bleeding badly. Now urges them to take the submarine. Cassie runs back for Julia. Julia fights off crabs, but is overwhelmed. Cassie helps her climb. Ben stands on the roof firing to distract crabs. Crabs feast on Na's body. Julia throws remaining bullets, retreats inside with the family. They lock the hatch, watch crabs swarming below. The ocean returns, waves toss the submarine fiercely. Julia has haunting visions. Cassie vomits. High-pitched noise knocks them out. Later, they awaken safe. Exiting the submarine, they find a ruined city. Hope for survival and rebuilding remains.